With me experiencing being a transformation coach, I've discovered that people really want to be better. And a lot of times people are not shown the way, but they're thrown into the way.
Don't push me away, don't throw me away. I've got some things I need to say. Tell me, won't you hear me?
If you are a leader of any sorts, we have to meet people right there, right where they are. That's the only way we'll be able to really push for effective change. We really want to be better, and we gotta
Welcome to another episode of Brave Bridging Humans. It's the place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. What's up, Bridgers? What's up, family? We're back again for another episode. I'm so excited about this episode. I'm excited about all the episodes, but I'm excited about this episode. And I want to have conversations. And a lot of people that I bring on, I have relationship with. I really have deep relationship with, and I'm so glad to be on this podcast with you today, bro. This is your first podcast, bro?
This is my first podcast. I'm excited.
Yeah, bro. It's going to be good. It's going to be cool. Listen, please, Bridges, listen, if you have not already, please, if you're not already subscribed, you've been kind of watching, kind of flirting with it a little bit, go ahead and press subscribe. The show can only grow if the audience continues and if we continue to work this thing together. So if you have not shared it with somebody, share it with somebody. Ray Bridging Humans. You can check me out on my website, raybridginghumans.com, for all the latest updates, as well as tune in right here on YouTube, tune in on Apple Podcasts, tune in on Spotify Podcasts, as well as Amazon Podcasts, bro. So get that little PSA out, bro. What's up, bro? You good? You straight?
I'm alive.
Yeah, you're alive.
Man.
Y'all, as y'all know, I stand here week after week and I cut hair, and it's I cut a lot of people hair, whole lot of different types of people, and it's certain people I look forward to talking with. Certain people I look forward to, like I can be seeing something during the week, bro, and I cannot wait. And it could be late at night. I can't wait to see him again. I'm like, bro, I got something for you to see. And we be talking. But so, man, this is a young man, a pastor, a husband. He's a father figure to a lot of people. He is, and my little brother, and I'm so proud of him. He's always been a go-getter as long as I've known him, and he's not only is he well versed as a pastor, but he's also he has a lot of knowledge, and he has a lot of depth where conversations are concerned. So I wanted to bring him on for this episode, with the pulpit to the playground. And before we turn the cameras on, like I shared with him, his name is Pastor Rodney Fryson. Pastor Rodney Fryson. And I'm gonna let you introduce yourself too, bro, in a minute. I like to let all my guests introduce themselves, but I like to decorate my guests and the people I bring on. But this man, we talked before I turned the camera on. I let him know one of the biggest things about my platforms I'm building with helping inspire men with Ray Bridging Humans. I want to continue to heal Black men's voices. I feel like because of social constructs, because of societal things we've been raised in, certain pieces of our voices are muted. Certain pieces of our voices have been like, shh, don't talk about it, don't say that. But we feel the range of emotion, we feel the range of everything. And so I wanted to bring him on not only as a pastor, but I also wanted to bring him on as a Black man, who has a little boy living inside of him, who had experiences. A lot of times, even as pastors, we fail to humanize y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? We fail to humanize y'all. We fail to humanize your beings, who you are outside of the pulpit. And so to me, a lot of times when things happen in your lives that are not so good, people be like, oh, see, I told you he is, I told you he did. And so I think in their process, we fail to humanize the men of God. I feel like we fail to humanize, and I know, it's a twofold thing, right? It works
Right.
back and forth, and I wanted to do this episode because he is a man. He is a black man, and I want to have a black male conversation with this black man who is in his call, in his purpose as a pastor. And so that's the purpose of this conversation, from the pulpit to the playground. And Rodney, I'm not oblivious to the fact that a lot of my viewers, a lot of the people who keep up with the podcast, they're either churched or they're formerly churched, but we all grew up in this Bible Belt, so we're churched.
Right,
and
right.
so one thing I want to do again is just to continue to humanize black men. And I wanted to bring you on to have this conversation, but I wanted you to introduce yourself, if you could. Introduce yourself to the Bridges. Introduce who you are in your way, in your fashion, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So I am Pastor Rodney Fryson. Still getting used to saying that a lot.
Pastor.
Yes. Yeah, Pastor Rodney Fryson, the senior pastor of Second Baptist Church in Hernando, Mississippi. I'm a pastor. I'm a student. I'm an educator. One of my favorite titles is husband.
Yes. Come on, sis.
I value that title so
You know,
much. Husband, son, grandson,
Yes.
brother, friend.
Yes.
That's who I am, through and through.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for that introduction, bro. And y'all, he is he's one of the ones that I truly look to, and I feel like our ship, like how all my relationships ships, because we roll this thing together, you know what I'm saying? And this is one ship I have, y'all, that has so much depth. And you guys know my experiences with church, with the religious institution, my experience with my Christianity, and I will say on the record, on this podcast, like, this man have helped to restore my faith in the institution. Like,
Man,
you helped
thank
me
you.
to restore my faith in what it could look like to have a pastor that will have a conversation with you, that will talk, that will really be honest about what it is and what it ain't. So I'm so glad, bro. When I sent you the manuscript, bro, for this conversation, what did you think about it? I know, because we had I've been talking to him for a while about what we were gonna talk about, because I wanted to have him on, but when I sent him this, I know he probably threw him for a loop. But what did you think about it when I sent you this manuscript, bro?
Man, it threw me.
Yeah, I know it. I knew it would be thrown.
The original topic, which I'm sure one day we'll get to.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, of course,
Like
of course.
burnout.
Yeah,
And the experience of a pastor,
Yes.
a church leader, things
Yes,
like that.
yes.
And then you sent me this one, and I read it 2 or 3 times really before I responded.
Right.
I read it real quick. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
let me go back to the top.
Yeah.
I said pulpit, playground, home. I said the pressure.
Yeah.
But man, I started thinking about different conversations we had already had sitting with me sitting in your chair.
Yeah,
and just
bro.
cutting, man. I was like,
Yeah.
it's necessary.
It's necessary,
Yes,
man.
man.
And who taught us how to be men? Like, who taught us how to be men? I think that's important. And me sitting here as and Rodney know me. This is my brother, my friend. He know me. He know I'm a queer man. I know he is a pastor. He's a heterosexual male, and we have ship. And I think it's important that you know this as a bridger, that we have ship, and it's so important that we know and understand we're both black men.
That's it.
We're both black men, and we've grown up in this city, in Memphis, Tennessee, and we've grown up understanding our upbringing as black men. We've had a lot of the same similar experiences with black manhood, and so that's the purpose of this episode, man. And I want y'all to hear him. I want y'all to hear him. So we're gonna get into this conversation. Bro. And a lot of this conversation, it will be about, deep father wounds, absent mentorship, how the church ties in to fill the gaps of this. A lot of us black men, we grow up and our mama take us to church.
Yeah.
And if not our mom, if you come from a two-parent household, your parents take you to church. So as children, we do Sunday school, we do vacation Bible school, we do all of the things in church that supports us growing into Christians.
Right.
And at the same time, I don't know if we really pay attention to like the psychological effects of how we look at the men that's in church, how we model the men that's in church, the pastors, the deacons, the Sunday school teachers, just lay members, like growing up in the religious institution, how we try to pattern our lives, and if we have safe space with the men to be. And so I wanted to start, bro, and I want to ask you, as a black man growing up in ministry, if you can just share a little bit of your story, if you will, just how you grew up, where you come from, as far as church is concerned, as far as the early Rodneys. If you can go back to like 9 or 10 years old, like what did that look like for you? Some of your earliest visions of manhood.
Oh yeah. So I grew up Baptist. Yes.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, the phrase is Baptist born, Baptist fed. When I die, I'll be Baptist dead.
Yes, sir.
That's me.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Yes, sir.
up, my parents were separated.
Okay.
My parents were separated, and I sort of kind of grew up living with my mom's parents.
Okay.
My mom worked 3 to 11.
Okay.
In the hospital, and so she could pick us up late at night, drop us off at school, but my grandparents would have to get us and stuff, so we stayed with them.
Okay.
But I loved being around my grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My grandfather did a lot of things. My grandfather was a pastor.
Okay.
And so when the weekends came, I wouldn't go home with mom. My mom would pick us up on Friday nights.
Okay.
I wouldn't go home. I would stay because I wanted to hang out with my granddad Saturday and go to church with him on Sunday.
Okay.
And so, man, going to church with him, he'd get up in the morning, put his suit on, put his cologne on. Bible's already at church. He'd grab the keys. We'd hit the road. We'd go to the church.
Yes.
And so I literally grew up watching a man go to church, not just go to church, but lead church.
Okay.
And growing up, for me, it was like, I like that.
Yeah.
I love the suits.
Yeah.
I like the ties. I like the shoes. I like the socks. And so I was like, to me, that was like, man, that's the kind of man I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to do what he does. People look at him, and they look at him and they see someone important. They see someone that they love and admire, and they take his word as life.
That's life, right? Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to become, and that's what it was for me growing up. I was like, man, that's it.
Wow.
That's what I want to be.
And like some of your earliest experiences as a black man, because I grew up like watching my granddad. My granddad was a deacon at the church. My mom's dad grew up in Boxtown, and grew up watching him and watching him go. He went to Jerusalem Baptist Church. Grew up Baptist as well. You know, we grew up Baptist, and I saw him going, and he would go to church. My granddad, he was a quiet man. He was a go-getter, but he was a quiet man. He didn't really say to him. When he talked, he spoke. Right. He spoke, he said things. And so, like you, I grew up watching a man go and serve, right? Serve the way that he didn't really say too much, but he was always there. Right. He didn't really express too much, but he was always there. And so I know I saw that, and I want to ask you're like, what were your earliest like emotions you learned from manhood? Like your earliest emotions you learned from your granddaddy or other men around in your space, in your community? Like, how did you learn to embrace or not embrace emotions and things that you felt as a boy? What was that like for you? Yeah, his facial expression changed when I asked that.
God, this is gonna be an ugly answer.
Oh my God, come on. We ready for it. I got you.
My first learned emotion. Oh, this is good God.
I choked on my drink, right?
My first learned emotion was fear.
Wow. Wow.
It was fear. Fear of being a disappointment.
Wow. Okay.
Being a letdown. There was.
Man, bro. Woo. You just took me there, what you said when
Yeah,
you said that.
you. I didn't know that was gonna be your first question. Because there's a. I don't know if it was a self-inflicted, and I'm using inflicted on purpose.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it was a self-inflicted expectation
Okay.
or what, but there was a pressure
Okay.
as the pastor's grandson
Okay.
to be right.
Man. Yeah.
Not perfect,
But right.
but right.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, I met you through my brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
yeah.
are all tight,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And the expectation to do and be like him,
Yeah.
or
Like your brother, or your granddad.
like my brother,
Like your brother. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
to live, not live. Let me say, oh, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
I'm gonna use it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna use it now.
Okay. Okay.
To be able to perform
Yes. Yeah.
a certain
Mhm.
way
Uh-huh.
when I get in certain spaces.
Yeah.
And so my first, like literally reflecting in that very moment when you asked that question, fear was my first emotion.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
what, because
Wow.
I had to get it right.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I couldn't mess up. I couldn't, and to that day, that held different
Man.
spirits, or I don't use the word demons, but there are different weights on me simply because that's something that still
Wow.
sits on my shoulders.
Wow.
Not anymore as a grandson,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but now as a man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's the first emotion I learned, because it was like once we pull up on that parking lot and I get out of that car, that truck, whatever we rode in,
Mm-hmm.
don't F up.
Yeah. Real talk. Real talk.
Don't
Yeah.
mess it up.
Yeah.
Don't make sure you are the pastor's grandson.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I can only imagine, and let's stay here for a second, bro. Let's just be here, because I can only imagine the pressure as the pastors. So I know all the PKs listening, and you're listening, you can resonate with this story. So even in our pursuit of boyhood and manhood, right? It becomes a level of performance in that fear of masculinity and how I need to show up, and not only as a PK but as a man in church, because I have to show up like this.
Yeah.
Regardless if I'm feeling a certain way or not, I have to show up like this.
Right.
And we do that for so long. And to me, you and just, you correct me if I'm wrong, but with our experiences, bro, a lot of times we will water down, or we will push down our emotion, or we'll push down how we really feel
Absolutely.
about stuff, because we have to show up.
Absolutely.
And we have to be able to perform. Gosh, I didn't even like it. When I talk to this man, y'all, we go. And so now I'm thinking about even being in service, and the way as a man, how we're willing to let things be seen emotionally, or how we're willing to let our expression be seen. Like, I'm asking you, how much of that, gosh, how much of it do you feel like, if we can go back to the psyche of our 12, 13, 14-year-old young men, like how much of that was performance because of fear, and how much of it was performance because of manhood, and how much was it God? Like,
I'm gonna answer the question in a different way.
Answer that. Yeah, bro.
If I could go back to my 10, 11, 12-year-old self, I would look him in his face and I would say, it is not your responsibility
Wow.
to carry the burden
Wow.
of making them look good.
Wow. Wow. Man.
Because the reality is, the performance was not for our applause. It was for the applause of those who were raising us outside the church.
Wow.
Because when we come to church, we have to look like we've been raised right at home.
Okay.
And so that also means sing the song and sing it right.
Wow.
Get up there and pray and have the fanciest, prettiest prayer you can present. Right?
Wow.
It was never really about.
Dang, bro, you messing me up, bro. Wow.
I'm sorry. It was never really about me developing as a young Christian man. It was about me presenting the right person for my grandparents, my parents, or whoever else would be looked at and they say, you are a reflection of those people.
Wow. Wow.
And that's where the performance came in. It became, I got to make sure they can look and say, yeah, that's Pastor McClain's grandson.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Not Rodney.
No.
Not Snoop.
Pastor McClain.
Pastor McClain's grandson.
Yeah.
And
as I heard you talk, you messed me up, bro, because like in our being as men and in the performance as presenting this masculine man, we have to find a way to fit God in that some kind of way, right? And so with our being, God made us beings. Then we became everything else after the being. And so we learned to perform. And so we tangle all that up and throw it in the basket. And so we have to figure out a way to put God in there. And I think as young men growing up in church, young men growing up in the religious institutions, we learn this lived experience. We see it through our grandfathers. We see it through, because I remember my father's been dead all my life, but I watched my grandfather, I watched my pastor, my first pastor, I watched other men, the deacons, the trustees in the church. I watched the men, and not only in the church, but going to the playground, I watched how the other boys learned and how they talked. And I think for all of us on the playground, lying about our sexual experiences was like a big thing. Like we just, you make sure that you're, and everything, I feel like most of the things we go through, we can follow back to slavery. But growing up as a young man on the playground, we made sure that we learned even to be hypersexualized on the playground. Yeah. We learned to be hypersexualized even in church. We learned to be hypersexualized, and you always knew that after church, you know, it's gonna be a whole different thing from church. And I can't imagine the pressure, because I didn't have that added pressure on me like you had on you to make sure you perform, because you was the pastor's grandson. Yeah. So you had that extra layer of pressure on you. So when you insist, if y'all decide to have children, how would you navigate raising him or her, taking them to church, taking him or her to church? How would you navigate guiding them through the same experience you went through? Because essentially, it'll be the same experience that you've gone through, because now you're a pastor. How would you navigate that, bro?
Man, so first and foremost, because you said something very powerful. You were like, we take a bunch of stuff. We got to find God in this thing, right? Right.
We got to find him in that some kind of way.
And I'm gonna push back.
Okay, come on.
And say, sometimes we got to find ourselves in the God that they've given us, and the identity they've already told us we have to have.
Okay.
And so, we got God.
Break it down.
And we got this identity.
Okay.
But where am I in it?
Okay. Okay.
Because the reality is, in the church, the identity that you're given or that is expected of you, that's how you receive it at that point.
Right.
And the God you're told about, you're like, it don't fit all.
It don't fit all of me.
It don't fit all of me.
Gosh.
And so sometimes it's not about trying to make God fit into all that we're given. Sometimes it's trying to figure out how to pull us out of the God and the identity that we have been told about.
Right.
And
Wow.
To answer your question, me and my wife, and it's something we go back and forth. Like, life is so nice, but we go back and forth about the children thing. And if we decide to have children, one of the things I'm gonna first tell my child is, God made you.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like as you develop, God made you.
You. Yeah.
Don't have a set expectation because of who I am, who your mom is, who your XYZ is. Be who you want to be.
Yes.
Find your person.
Yes.
In the church, find you. Don't allow me to say. I say all the time, man, I'm gonna make sure my kid know how to play organ. He'll ever have a job. I say it all the time, but the reality is, my kid may never want to touch an instrument. My kid might be the one kid that don't care for the music in church.
Wow.
Right. And so in my mind, I'm, because we have to be careful how we can steer kids in a direction they don't really want to go in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I want to make sure that my kids would know I love you, accept you, and believe in who you are without the identity you think I need you to be.
Wow.
And that's something I think we need to hear.
We definitely need to hear that, bro.
Because, growing up, and I'm sidebarring off a little bit.
This is our convo. Come on, bro.
Growing up, part of that fear that I had was because my brother can sing like nobody else.
Okay. He can. Bro can sing.
Bro can sing like nobody else can.
Yes.
And he developed that voice and he trained that voice. It was a gift he was given, but he took it and he sharpened that sword to a dangerous edge.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I can hold a tune and sing a song and be done.
Okay.
But it was always put in me that I need to be able to do it like him.
Okay.
And that was so dangerous for me.
Wow. Man, that's
hurtful.
heavy. That's heavy, bro.
Hurtful for me because all I ever did throughout my childhood was try to be the next him.
Wow, bro.
And it's not his fault at all, right?
Yeah.
But that was literally it. Like I was literally taught. This sucks to tell.
Come on, bro. Yeah, bro. We here.
I was literally told. Now, mind you, I am 31 years old. I'm happily married.
Yes.
My dream was to pastor. I'm pastoring now. I
Yes.
love the church. I pastor all that, right?
Yes.
I love everything I do. I'm in ministry. You know all I have to doing outside the church.
Absolutely. Right.
I was told, it might have been high school. I had grown up and I had done everything I can to be trained and learn all that there is to learn about church. And I was told words that crushed me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say who said it.
Okay. You gotta say it was that.
I'll say what was said and just know it was by someone who had a whole lot of power over my mental
being. Yes, absolutely.
The words that were said to me are, you and your brother are helpful.
Okay.
And the words that were said were, your brothers, you both a pastor.
Okay.
He's like, but your brother be the one in the microphone.
Wow.
You'll be good for stuff in the back.
Wow.
Crushed me.
Wow.
Crushed me. Because all I heard was, I wasn't good enough for people to care to hear me.
Wow.
I wasn't gifted enough.
I'm taking it in, bro.
Yeah, man. Dad, man, I heard that day. I didn't have an emotional reaction. But again, I think I was in high school. And to this day, I haven't forgotten that.
Wow,
that I was told, your brother gonna handle gonna handle getting people in because you won't be able to do that.
wow.
But you'll be able to keep a church open because you'll know how to manage the business.
Wow. And so I want to ask you that first, thank you for that level of transparency, bro, to share that. And I want to ask you, because of that, and I'm taking it in, bro, like, as a boy, if you can go back, you was in high school, 16, 17 years old,
Right.
15, 16, 17, as a boy, hearing that, how did that shape your manhood, or did you, or were you able to express anything about how that made you feel, or did you just have to take it, chew it up, swallow it, and keep moving?
Took it, couldn't even chew it up. I choked on it.
Wow, bro.
And I matter of fact, I just told my brother that I was told that like 2-3 months ago.
Wow,
It took me a long time.
That's a long time, bro.
To get that out.
That was a long time.
But when after I was told that, it was at that moment that I was like, for years, it was at that moment that I said to myself, I will never be as good as I thought I would.
Wow.
Crush all of me. It took a very long time.
Wow.
To come out of the hurt.
Wow.
Behind that phrase.
Wow, bro.
Like
Wow.
it took a long. I stopped trying to sing after that. You know,
That's a
sang,
lot, bro.
You know, I stopped trying to sing. I stopped doing a lot of stuff. People, oh yeah, no, I'm good. Let me do this instead. I literally shifted all of that because I couldn't. I was like, okay, so you just pretty much let me know no matter what I do, I will not measure up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I could see, like, even when you're in moments of speaking, or even as a boy growing up into a young man, and even in moments as a young man, you having that sit right there in your head. I can imagine watching the performance or watching the presentation of, no matter what I put out, like, I'm just not gonna measure up to my brother. And bro, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And so, like, did you feel like you weren't man enough? Did you feel like I just weren't man enough? I wasn't good enough.
Oh God, yes. Oh man, where do
Wow.
let me.
Wow.
I'll walk you down through there.
Let's go.
One great singer. I've always to college. I was always overweight. I was always a heavy kid. Like I'm heavy now, right? You know. And so I was heavy, right? My brother, everybody loves the way my brother looked. He's handsome. He was freaking 18 with a full face of hair. And I'm still trying. He could sing. He was a slimmer guy. Could put on anything that looks great on him, right? And here I was, like, can barely sing anything. Didn't look like him. Didn't have the same facial hair. Didn't even dress the same. I've always liked suits. He can do versatile styles and stuff. I like suits. I'm just a classic man. That's me. And so I was like, I can't be who they want me. No. I can't be who I feel like I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
I got to try to be who they want me to be.
Yes.
But I also was just told I can't even measure up to who they want me to be.
Wow.
And so what do I do with that? And I mean, when I tell you, at that point, I did what I could in other areas. So I tried to play guitar, I tried to play piano, I did some everything to fit in.
To that construct.
And to what to them would be the perfect me. And man, it sucked.
Wow.
It was hard. It never happened.
Wow.
You know, I was a teenage boy. He usually had a low haircut, waves, all this stuff. And I was at a teenage, I was wearing braids, sometimes taking my hair down, getting it pressed, pulled it back in ponytails, wore big puff balls when I wasn't wearing my hair in braids. I liked having my hair long. And it got to the point where I was like, they look at him, girls love him, all of that. And I'm like, I never bring a girl around. I like long hair, but I also don't have the talents and gifts that he has. And I'm like, people are gonna think so many different things about me that really aren't me.
Wow.
And so now I carry the weight of, let me do my best to put on the manliest church man image I can. Because I can't measure up here. I already feel like people think this about me because I dress like this all the time. I wear, I'm always coordinating colors and stuff. Back in the day, I wear all black a lot now, and that's just me. But I used to literally match my grandmother's clothes and hats together. I used to style them. I used to style them. I used to love that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to calm down a lot of stuff because a lot of this stuff ain't seeming manly.
Right, come on.
Yeah,
Wow.
For real. I dealt with that. A lot of stuff I didn't seem. I mean, I got older, got dreads by the time we made. You started my life.
I started your life.
Yeah, you started my life.
Right.
And so I wear dreads, and people like, you want your hair hanging in your face like that? Dreads. I like my hair. I like long hair. Right. Started keeping my hair pulled back. Because the way they would present it was a little feminine with your hair hanging.
So pull it back.
I just pull it back, right? Hated wearing it pulled back.
Wow.
I used to want to get my hair styled all the time. I rarely got styles when I first got dressed because I was like, nah, certain styles might look a little feminine. Like I was trying my best to present to them that I was who they wanted me to be.
Wow. And so, bro, I heard you say, you just said a whole lot, man. And again, thank you for sharing your lived experience on this podcast, bro. I heard you speak. I heard the little boy in you speak, and I heard you speak from truly your lived experience and your lens of how you saw this thing. And so I just recently did an episode, Are You a Man? Are you a real man, or are you gay? And so to me, like what I heard you saying, like I just like things, even though you're not a queer man, but things that you like did not fit into that identity that was presented. So you were overweight young man, and so like for like I have friends who are, nice sized guys, I can't even imagine, brother, like, and now I try to understand on the level that you guys speak on, bro, like what that feels like, you know what I'm saying? Because we know, and just going back, just coming out of that, just looking at the construct of what we feel like a handsome man looks like, or what a handsome man is, like, it's that six pack, it's that muscle, it's that small guy who can put the clothes on. But I can't even imagine having to navigate, like, you didn't choose to have your body structure, you just who you are.
Right.
But and there's nothing wrong with that. And I would say again, here in this space, you trying to fit into this expectation of what a man's supposed to look like, how a man is supposed to perform, how he's supposed to be. And I couldn't even imagine, bro, the things you had to hold back, right? The things you had to kind of, think about. And so those are things, to me, as a black man, we shouldn't even have to deal with. And so hence, that's the reason why I work so hard that like I do with helping inspire men, with the young men, because we need the willingness. We need to be able to be. We need to be able to be who we are. And so the problem is we have all of these social constructs that we have to try to fit in, especially as black men. And a lot of times we don't fit, it just don't fit who we are, man. So thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing that, bro. And y'all, this, man, Man, y'all, this is one of the realest, most passionate pastors and men of God that I know, that I trust. So thank you again, bro. How did you begin to work your way out of that whirlwind of construct? How did you begin to work your way out of that mindset to know that I am good enough, to know that what I offer is well enough, and to know that who I am, regardless if I have long hair or not, it's who I am, and that's what I want to present. How did you work your way out of that?
It's gonna sound. I'm gonna say it, and we'll go from there. I left the environment.
Mm-hmm.
I left.
Wow.
I left my grandfather's church.
Oh man. Okay.
I got into college. Look, college, met different people, gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of experiences I've had. And one day I was at church.
Okay.
And I was sitting off to the side. I think I was sitting at a keyboard or piano. I was sitting somewhere, not in a regular pew, and I felt miserable.
Wow. Okay.
And I said, "This is my last Sunday here."
Wow.
I was so afraid to leave. But
wow. That fear. We're still in that fear, right?
Like, dang, how's it gonna look with the grandson leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the one that was always at church with, with him. And I was like, nah, I'm leaving.
Man, bro.
I left the environment that told me who I was supposed to be, while also telling me who I'm supposed to be. I won't amount to that person, right?
Wow.
And I went and found a place where essentially no one knew me.
Okay.
And I decided to be me there.
Okay. Wow.
Because I wanted to know, was it me?
Okay.
Or was it them?
Okay.
And man, I got to this other church in college, and I had my dreads. And every now and then I would sing certain times a year when they were asking, I never sang in choir. I sat in church to receive.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped serving. I didn't serve. I went to receive. And every now and then I would help them sing and lead songs. And the amount of love and encouragement and I want a word similar to not development, but similar to being built up, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that I received when I went to that church.
Wow. Okay.
And because I'd given up on a lot of the things I did want as a child because of my experiences at my home church.
Yes.
And I got to this other church and I was like, okay, there is value in who I am and
mm-hmm.
not who people are expecting me to be, or even who I think I'm expected to be. People don't really know my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And so there isn't my brother to measure up to.
Wow. Wow.
And so now my value isn't the same because I'm not being compared to someone else anymore.
Wow.
It's like if you take two apples off the same branch of a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to look at both those apples
mm-hmm.
and you want to see which one came out better.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see which one, which one's brighter red, which one has a nicer reflection coming
mm-hmm.
off of it, which one's the most firm. You bite into it, which one has the better taste, right?
Right.
Like if you pull those two apples off the same branch, you're going to do all of that.
Wow.
But if you're in the grocery store and you just pick up one apple and keep moving, you don't care what tree the apple came off of. You don't care what other apples were on that tree. All you did was picked up an apple and saw that it was firm like you like it.
Yeah.
The color was right.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually when you bite into it, you're like, okay, yeah, this is an apple.
Yeah. Instead
of saying, this apple ain't as good as this apple.
Wow.
I was no longer being compared to my brother's apple. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes all the sense. That make all the sense.
And so I got to that place and I was like, I'm officially free to develop and learn who I am and who God wants me to be. It literally took me leaving my home church. That wasn't easy, but it took me leaving to get to a point where I could say, this is who I am. And it took years to break down that person who I thought I was supposed to be.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
I can't be in ministry and have long hair. I can't wear my dreads and styles.
Wow.
I'm wearing suits like my brother wore suits, and I look great in suits.
Yes, bro.
You know,
Wow.
I developed the confidence because I was no longer in an environment that was all about comparison to someone else.
Wow, bro. Wow, that, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that I just like in this moment, I can be honest with you and tell you, like I know you and I knew you, but I'm learning so much more depth of who you are in this moment on this podcast, bro. We talk about a lot of things,
Yeah.
and I'm just so happy that that you trust the space enough to share what you're sharing, bro. And I know this is no jab against anybody, but this is truly like your story.
Yeah.
And so as we round out, bro, I want to ask you, like, because of looking at your lived experience, looking at where you are, where you come from, and where you are now, do you feel like church is prepared to raise boys into whole men, or are we just raising boys to be obedient men? Like, do you think we really, or maybe let me rephrase the question. How do you think church from a black male lived experience, because there are more black men in jail than there are in church.
Right.
And so how do you think that church can raise black men, black boys, raise them into being whole men and not just obedient men? Because obedient men fits the performance. Obedient men fits the identity that they feel like they should be in order to excel in the space. And so how can, from a ministry standpoint, how can church restructure or church curve to raise black boys into being black men and they stick and stay? I know that was loaded.
No, you good. Man, the church has to first accept the fact that every boy isn't going to be the boy or young man that you want them to be.
Wow.
Because he mentioned the word obedience, and the reality is, and we had the conversation before about, folks like, I don't care for religion. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Blah, blah, blah. And I always fight people when they say that. I always say, nah, don't have an issue with religion. Religion is what got you to your spirituality. Have an issue with the doctrine that you've been taught. And I think the church has the ability to make real black men if we first stop assuming what a real black man is.
Wow.
If we stop assuming that a real black man dresses a certain way, if we stop assuming that a real black man has to talk a certain way, if we stop assuming that a real black man has to sing in a certain tone, a key or whatever, I believe we have a better plan, because the reality is, like most institutions, the church can find itself being guilty of producing what they think is right.
Wow. Based on the constructs.
Based on the constructs. Because one of the things that even in 2025, the church, even the black church, is still breaking down the doctrines and theology that was given to them by the white people who wanted them to perform their way, right? We're still breaking down ideas and ideals that we were given that we thought was right, and sadly we've transitioned it into a doctrine that isn't about race anymore, but is now about sexuality.
Wow. Oh,
And
wow, bro.
and so now it's don't dress like that. Don't sit don't sit like that. Don't act like that. Be careful how you move. Be careful. Don't do that. Don't talk to more boys. You go around here and talk to some of these girls. It becomes problematic because we think we know what a real man ought to be, not look like,
Wow.
but be.
Wow. Oh my God, bro. I just had an aha moment when you was talking, because we tell we work so hard to tell black boys what they shouldn't be. Oh, you don't, whatever it takes, do not be anything close to gay. But we don't do enough at teaching them what they should be, showing them, modeling them what they should be. And it doesn't have anything to do with being over sexualized or gay. It has all to do with your character, your integrity, your values. And so I feel like, you correct me if I'm wrong per your lived experience, but over the years, when it comes down to black men in church, we get so less of character experiences. We get so less of integral experiences. And all we see is, man, I don't want to be like the gay dude. I don't want to look like that. So I'm associating that with, we know it's that. So we just run. And so to me, this is another conversation for another episode, but we do so much at telling a black man what he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And not enough at modeling what he should be, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that one piece, and I know it's a lot, but that one piece would help change the narrative of how black men look at religious institutions, bro.
Yeah. I think one of our biggest problems is that we have a focus on the don'ts.
Oh, we got some, I call it hell gatekeeping.
Hell gatekeeping.
We got people who keep the gates of hell so in church, bro. They standing at that mug and they know we gonna keep these gates of hell. We got so many hell gate peoples, to your point, at saying what you shouldn't do, but not enough at modeling how you can express as a man.
Yeah, I mean, because the reality is, and I'm gonna use this as an example. And we talked about it briefly a couple weeks ago. We're taught at a young age, don't cry.
Don't
You
cry.
being soft.
You being soft.
Being soft. Don't be soft. Stop crying. And then, we told that 8, 9 years old. Then 10, 12 years later, we up to 20-something years old, and they're like, man, you can cry. It's all right to cry.
It's all right to cry, yeah.
No, I can't cry because
I can't.
you told me I'm not supposed to cry.
I'm not supposed to do that.
You told me to be hard. You told me to be firm.
Yes.
Then I get older, and this how I treat women. Man, you got to be soft towards women. I don't know how to be soft.
Wow.
I don't know how to cry.
Wow.
Because you have told me that a man ain't supposed to cry and a man can't be soft. A man ain't supposed to be tender.
Wow.
When in reality, you telling me in the church, a man can't be tender, but one of the fruits of the spirit is to be tender-hearted.
Yes, one of the fruit. Yes, bro.
I don't mean to get biblical, but
that's fine. No, that's fine.
Reality.
We can do it. That's fine.
We're in a culture where we want people to be who we want them to be. And when we make people who we want them to be, that's performing.
Wow.
That's the performance.
Wow.
Lights, camera, action. But when you leave that door, you can be the biggest hell raiser you want to be. But as soon as you walk in that church, you better know how to be who I told you to be.
Wow.
You better turn into to brother right when you get in
Mhm.
church.
Absolutely.
When you leave, you can be right.
Big homie, right?
Big homie, right?
Big homie Rodney.
But when you go in, you be hot rod the street. But when you get to that church, be brother Fryson.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so, and mind you, that's still talking to the man. That ain't even talking to the boys who really
right.
struggle with who they really should be, right?
Right.
You know, the boys who don't know how to handle where their emotions are, where their attractions are, and we
don't even touch it.
we
man.
don't touch it.
We don't touch it. Bro.
All we do is
Obey.
is give them this shell and say, fit yourself in this, and that's all you can be.
That's what we got.
And then later on, we expect them to learn how to fill up the shell because it's been empty the whole time.
Ooh-wee. Man, bro.
And so now you got a shell of a man who's walking around in his
Empty.
30s and 40s, empty, not knowing who they are or who to be, because all they have is a shell that is meant to showcase and perform for people who can see it.
Wow.
And they never have any other way to express what is on the inside because they also don't even know what's on the inside. And there's more Bible about who to be internally than there is Bible to who to be externally, right? We have created a culture
Mm-hmm.
that is about appearance
Mm-hmm.
and performance
Wow. Wow.
instead of heart and spirit.
And heart and spirit, like roots of that, the heart, the spirit it roots in authenticity. It roots in honesty.
Absolutely.
It roots in being genuine, bro.
Yeah.
And those are the pieces that we should be pushing. And we're rounding this episode, and we did this episode intently, bro, because I want to highlight, to your point, because if I can go back to speak to the 15 to 16-year-old Rodney, to tell him, Rodney, you are enough.
All right.
Rodney, you who you are. Everything that God made you of who you are, that's who you are, and it's good enough. And it will sustain you.
Yeah.
It will hold you, how you look, your voice. And I know that, to your point, it's so much about performance. And so, Rodney, I'm not dumb to know. I know that this pod is not a shock jock pod. This pod, like when you sit here on this podcast, bro, like it pulls up authenticity. It pulls up genuine honesty, because we need to hear these things as black men. And we love our black women, and we should love and care for our black women because they are our counterparts. And bro, knowing how to show up genuinely and not in performance, bro,
Right.
is what we want. And so from the pulpit and from my ministry spaces to the playground, like because we had this one image, right, of identity at church, and then we're expected to have this whole different identity at the playground. And so we got all this wrestling together, and we were told to be gentlemen, but when you show up as a gentleman, it's like, no, that's not it. And so we don't know what to do with that. And so most of us have to figure out ways to navigate. But I'm so happy and I'm so glad, bro, that you came to have this conversation, because I know your story lands well with a lot of men, and you have a story. And if you can, bro, like tell people how they can get in contact with you. Share if you will, share your church name, because y'all, if you are in the space to look for a pastor, somebody who's genuine, somebody who will look at you and help nurture the God in you and the space where you are in manhood, man. Just share who you are and where you at, bro. Tell the people where you at, bro.
So you can find me I'm not on a lot of social media, but you can find me on Facebook at Rodney D. Fryson Jr. Facebook, Rodney D. Fryson Jr. Um, you can check out our church page, Second Baptist Church Hernando. We're located in Hernando, Mississippi, straight down 51, right south of the square, maybe a block down. 529 West Oak Grove Road, Hernando, Mississippi, 38632. Man, we're doing great work down there. We're starting to support our community with clothes closet and working now on potential food pantry for the community. So there are different things that are taking place and going on down there to support others. And so, I mean, reach out to me. I'd be glad to talk with you. I've worked with you for a long time. A lot of them have grown up and I stay in contact with them now. And man, I'm just grateful for the chance to be.
Bro, you here, bro. And I feel like, and I'm sorry, and I know we're rounding out, bro, but I feel like, I feel everything in this moment right now. I feel everything because it's just so important. It's so important to know that in this moment where we are, how we're feeling, like a lot came up for me. Mm-hmm. A lot came up about my childhood. A lot came up about even for you, your childhood. And I think we're in a real pivotal moment right now to get to the heart of brotherhood, to get to the heart of me. And I'm so thankful, bro. Yeah. I can't express enough how thankful I am to be building brotherhood with you and community. And I'm telling you now, like, I want to, as my space grow, as my influence grow, I want to do work with you. I want to partner with you. I want to do things for men in the community, bro, because it's so important that we can show up and heal our voices. I feel like if men felt that they can talk and express what they have going on the inside, bro, that would heal so much, bro.
Yeah. Gosh. Biblically, real quick.
You good?
We're overcome by the blood of the Lamb.
Yes.
And the word of our testimony.
Yes.
We have to give them the voice.
Man, bro.
A lot of our strength and a lot of the power we have in our life comes from our ability to use our voice.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
And man, so I mean, the work is real. The work you're doing is, I mean, I love it.
Thank you, bro. And vice versa, bro. It like the work that you do, and the way we're able to just navigate, like, and because we see a lot right now, and so we're able to like throw some, like, bro, what you think about this, bro? What you think about that? Like, bro, let's talk, because I know we have two different sets of lenses, but when we bring them together, bro, it's like, yeah, bro, let's discuss. So thank you so much for coming on. Y'all will see him again. I'm really planning a panel of pastors, and I would like you to help me to construct that panel who can have conversations, bro. And I really want to have to meet a lot of real, like, male conversations, bro. I want to be able to do that because people need to hear that the genuineness that we just experienced on this show today. So thank you, bro. Thank y'all for watching. Again, check my brother out. Yeah, check this pod out. I love you, bro. And I'm so proud of you.
Man.
I'm proud of you, bro, for where you are, how you're growing as a man, as a husband, as a pastor, man. I'm so proud to see what's to come, y'all. This has been Ray Bridging Humans, another episode. The place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. Love your family. Peace.